Órale, los tres chingones, boxing shouts to the chingones y chingonas. All right, man. So now it's a little bit more in the history books. Canelo versus Crawford, one of the biggest fights in what, a decade or so. And in this one, I just want to talk about the production. I want to talk about, we didn't get a chance to talk about that. We were so invested into the fights and everything that was going on with inside the ring. But on this one, I just kind of want to talk a little bit about everything that took place outside of the ring, right? This was on Netflix. They went ahead and they got, the guys to cover the desk from Mario Lopez, Antonio Tarver, Mark Kriegel. They had the commentary crew with John Anaki and Max Kellerman, the return of Max Kellerman and Andre Ward, and just all the colors and everything. And how Netflix did. For me personally, honestly, it looked very futuristic. Um, I liked it, man. I liked it. Like now, you are gonna have those old school traditionalists that say, like, man, damn all that. I don't need all those lights and stuff. Just have a ring in there and let's go. Let's throw down, man. You don't need any advertisements or nothing. And I'm down with that. I am. Me, myself, personally, I'm down with that, man. Just have a simple ring and just walk to the ring and get in there and throw down, Holmes. I got no problem with that. However, however, you do got to catch up with the times and be competitive. All right. Does it bother me just not having any bells, lights, and whistles and just having dudes just walk in the ring and just throw down without any, theatrical lights and all the show? No, it doesn't bother me at all. I'm down with it. But you gotta compete. You gotta capture the attention of people where we're at today with the attention span that's, with your phones and everything going on. You got to be able to entertain um, with everything that goes on outside of the ring. And in this case, with Netflix, now we've seen Netflix do fights, but that was like a Jake Paul thing. I'm talking about like an actual fight. This was it. Um, I like the colors. The ring itself was pretty badass. How it had like this platform right outside of the apron that lit up. I thought that made it look like made it look very futuristic, man. It really did. That sucker looked badass. I was like, wow, look at this, man. He's got like these lights on like right outside the apron, right on the other side of the ropes that just kind of goes around the entire ring. I thought that was badass, man. Um, the crew itself, yeah, they did a. I don't think they did a kick-ass job, but I thought they did a good job going into this. The one that really bothered me the most was John Anaki, and he did a good job, but even with him doing the best that he could, I still would have gone with somebody else, man. I still would have loved to have seen more Ronaldo in. I really would have. Um, Andre Ward, I'll be real with you guys. My expectations with Andre Ward was very low because he just does not give Canelo a fair shake. Um, I was a little bit impressed. He wasn't that biased, but then again, my expectations for him were already very low. So he did better than I thought he was going to do. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but yeah, I thought he did all right. Max Kellerman, you gotta bring ass to get ass. I don't know what the hell that meant. And he like almost tried to explain it at one point. He's like, yeah, you gotta bring ass to get ass. What the hell does that mean? You gotta bring ass to get ass? What the f are you talking about? that one just kind of like I don't know, man. That one threw me for a loop, homie. I was just like, I got no idea. I used to listen to his radio show when he was out in LA, 710 ESPN. He hasn't had that radio show in many years now, but I didn't understand where he was coming with that, man. Live broadcast on Netflix, one of the biggest fights in such a long time, and he comes out with you got to bring ass to get ass. I'm like, dog, what are you talking about, Holmes? Is this back like from your rapping days? I don't know if anybody remembers, but Max Kellerman used to be a rapper like in the early 90s. Like, what the hell does that mean, dog? I didn't really get it. It did trip me out a little bit. Um, but nonetheless, look, I thought they did a decent job. I'm not impressed with, and I'm not impressed to the point where I'm like, oh man, they did a great job. They did no, but they didn't do a bad job either. They didn't do a bad job either. John Anaki, again, it bothered me simply because that's an MMA dude. I get it. You're trying to reach a different fan base. You're trying to, hit all corners. That's not the way I would have gone, man. And nothing against John Anaki. You know, he's able to do a pretty damn good job. And he did. And he did. So I'm not ripping into the guy. This just, I really would have gone with somebody else who's been around the boxing world a lot longer than John Anaki. No shot at him. Did a pretty good job. I think we could have got somebody that was better. But outside of that, the production and everything, they made it look pretty cool. They did. Um, I enjoyed it. It was eye capturing. The crew at the desk, they did pretty good. I think Mario had like a hiccup or two, but that's fine. But yeah, man, the entrances with Bud Crawford coming in like at mariachi, right? Desperado with the guitar case. I thought that was something. I was like, oh, okay, having the band playing Canelo. I was interested to see like, okay, now how are you gonna come? But nonetheless, man, I think this is where boxing is headed. I think this is where boxing is headed, man. Just having the ring in an arena and not having bells, lights, and whistles and all that stuff, and just having fighters just walk to the ring, taking the robe off, and having the bell ring and them throwing chingazos. Those days, man, are pretty much behind us. You want to go to fights like that, you're gonna have to go to some of the small time fights, which are badass. I highly recommend everybody go to the small time fights, man. Go to the bingo halls, go to all those things, man. The little event centers at hotels and things of that nature, where they have tents outside in the parking lot. Those, I love going to those fights. But as far as big fights, man, I mean, this is it. And I don't have an issue with it. I don't have an issue with it. It's got to be eye capturing. They're not trying to sell this fight or fights of this magnitude. They're not trying to sell these fights to guys like you and I. You and I are going to be there regardless. We could complain that, oh man, we're traditional in this. We don't need all this. You're right. We don't need all this. We're not the ones they're after. They're after everybody else. They're after the casuals and the ones that are not even casuals. They're just tuning in to see what everyone else is talking about. They need to impress them. They need to get those eyeballs. They need to have those people say like, "Oh man, look at this. This is cool, man. Damn, look at that. Look at what they're doing over there." Because people like you and I, we're already bought in. We're grandfathered in. They already know they got us. So The production, all that stuff, yeah, man. It was cool. Made it look very futuristic, and yeah, I know there's people that are gonna have some problems maybe with the commentary crew or anybody, or the camera work was all right. The different angles, there was a time or two right there where I'm like, okay, stop using that angle. You're too close. Sometimes you're way too close to the action where you don't get a good view. When you get to the corner, when the fighters get to the corner, you don't necessarily need to switch to the camera that's at that corner all the time. Because at some point, you're just way too close. You cannot see everything that's going down. But nonetheless, man, I thought it was good. I thought it was a good showing. Production wise, the colors and everything. Yeah, I think this is where we're headed. But what was your guys' thoughts? Just want to go ahead and touch on that because we didn't have a chance to touch on it. But what was your guys' thoughts on the whole production, the commentary crew, the crew at the desk, everything that went on outside of the ring? Were you guys down with it? You guys let me know. Cholo Trucker, Los Tres Chingones, Boxing Shots, all the chingonas. Catch you guys on next round.